Oh. Welcome, everyone. I'm so excited. Today, I have Imran with me, and she runs this amazing nonprofit in Surrey for Racialized Femme. So, welcome, Imran. Before we jump into it, I want to acknowledge the lands we are operating on. I'm here. Wellness North operates on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Kwik, I can never say it right, Coquitlam First Nation, and we thank the Coquitlam who continue to live on these lands and care for them along with the waters and all that is above and below. So as a settler, I feel that I'm honored to be on these lands and really grateful that I get to live on this beautiful territory that we are in. And welcome, and thank you so much for taking time to be with us today. So tell us everything about Let Her Talk. I'm so excited that we get this opportunity to share the work that we are so passionate about.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. So hi everyone. My name is Imran, and I founded Let Her Talk with a group of 3 other girls in July of 2021. And our main goal is to create safe space and provide peer support to racialized femme. So what that entails is just we host social events and workshops. So at these events, we essentially just create safe space and like a space where you can talk and feel very like validated on the experiences that you're going through. So as a racialized femme, we go through a lot all the time, and some things that we like to cover are things about like gender identity, self-identity, sexual health, healthy relationships, anything that you might be going through. We hold discussions on a lot of different topics. We like to look at everything from an intersectional feminist lens. So, always identifying and understanding that as a racialized woman, we have a lot of different sides to us. Like, for example, being racialized, maybe you're a sister, you're a mother, like whatever you have that's going on in your life, that is an identity of yours. And that'll contribute to your feminism and being a feminist, right? So that's a big thing. We like to always consider that everyone is going through their own journey and how to validate them and make them feel really safe in our space. We also host social events as well. So, a lot of time, you don't like, how do I say it? Like, sometimes you just want to have fun, you just want to hang out with your friends and just have a good time. So a lot of our social events are it's just that. We've hosted a paint night in the past where we just kind of did some painting. We had a party a couple weeks ago where, like a bunch of femme just came together and we just sang karaoke. We had conversations, and as people were leaving that event, a lot of people said to us that they just felt so comfortable and safe. Like they didn't feel judged by the clothes they were wearing, the things they were talking about. Like it was truly just so relaxing. You didn't feel like you're being watched or told off or someone's back talking and talking about you. Like it's totally just a relaxed space.
Mm-hmm. To me, it seems like very inclusive community, especially for minorities. Like, is that what it is?
Yes, definitely. So, yes, I think that, living in Canada, yes, there's so much diversity here, but at the same time there isn't, because you easily can have like feel different from others, right? So in our space it is all like women of color. So you like, if it's so nice to look at others and see they look like me, you can relate to them,
Right.
a lot of the time. I think as well, like our culture here is very like closed off. People don't talk much, especially in the Vancouver area, right? So I think it's hard to connect on a regular basis. But at the events, you're kind of forced to talk because you don't know everyone and you can make connections. Like it's been so nice to see like people who don't know each other connect and get each other's phone numbers and hang out together out of the events. Like you were really creating such a beautiful community.
Right. So tell me, like these workshops that you are creating, like is it open to public, like women, of course, women of color, or is there a fee for it? Like, how does that work?
Mhm. So all of our workshops are held in Surrey, BC. We don't do much online, but we are open to it if it is in demand. But the workshops are free of charge. So you come, and it's usually about a couple hour session, and we always do something with art therapy in it. So it'll be various things. It could be something very big or small. So like a couple sessions ago, we just played with Play-Doh. We played with clay. We've done painting in the past, writing poems, you know, just like drawing, doodling, anything to kind of occupy your hands, because a lot of the time the discussions can be so heavy, and it's sometimes you feel uncomfortable, right? Like you don't want to look at anyone and you don't know what to do with your body. So we always want to make sure everyone's comfortable, like, at the level they're at. And we always provide snacks as well. So a big thing of, I think that, like, as a racialized person, like, you know, a lot of family gatherings we're always eating. Food is a big part of our culture. So having that aspect, we're feeding everyone when they come in, and you just feel, you know, just feeling comfortable. And it's usually like it's a safe space. Like everything we talk about is confidential. It's in like a closed room. I'm actually in the room where we have the sessions. It's in a closed room, and we just sit around a table and talk.
So if someone is interested in coming to a workshop or events, like what can they do? How can they get in touch with you?
So the main way to get in touch with us, I would say, is through our Instagram or email. So our Instagram is at Let Her Talk CA, and you can send us a direct message from there. We post a lot about our events and the things that we're doing. So you can just look at our page itself. And then a link in bio always has the ways to register. And then if you wanna also email if you don't use social media. So lethertalkca@gmail.com. You can email and we can send you the link for the events. If you ever just want to talk, even like our DMs and email is always open. I know sometimes like it's hard to talk to the people you know because they have a biased opinion on your story, right? So I think when it comes to like us at Let Her Talk, like we don't know each other, but we can relate on so many conversations.
Mhm.
So I think that is so beautiful. Like we've met so many people through our nonprofit where we can like connect at a deeper level, and like you don't feel that shame that you might feel talking to family or friends.
Yes, yes. It's like a non-judgmental space that you're creating. So whereabouts in Surrey are you located if
Hmm.
someone is thinking like the location?
Yeah, so we're located right near Wally Boulevard, on Wally Boulevard actually, right near Surrey Central SkyTrain station. So it's very easy to get to if you take transit. The SkyTrain, I think, is about a like 3-minute walk. Like I can see the SkyTrain from our office building.
Mm.
And then for driving as well, it's easily accessible. We have free parking here, so it's really good. And then for our social events, they're just depending on what we're doing. So we're having a beach picnic on July 7th. That's going to be at Crescent Beach in Surrey, BC.
Mhm.
And then we had a paint night recently that was at the Black Art Center, which is an art center actually right near Surrey Central. So it's
Right.
still like in the area. But most of our events are within Surrey just because this is a city that, you know, yes, we have a huge major population, a lot of stuff happening, but most events don't happen here. They happen in downtown. And
Yeah.
it's hard, not accessible. Like I find for myself, like I find myself not going to things because it's too far. So we
Mhm.
really want to make everything accessible and easy to get to so the local community here can attend and like enjoy their nights and not feel like I have to travel 1-2 hours to get somewhere.
Mhm. So what's the population or the age group? Like, can young people attend? Can old people attend? Like, who are these events designed for?
Mhm. I would say they're honestly for any age, but I would say starting maybe at 16 or 17,
Okay.
since some of the things we talk about they can be intense, they can be heavy. Like I think once you're at a certain age, you kind of get the skills to cope with things and really think about it. So yeah, I think maybe 16 or 17.
Mhm.
And the highest age, it can be any age. I think we've had participants that were up in their 60s as well, because you know these conversations they never end. You always will be a racialized femme, you'll always maybe be going through something that you want to talk about. And what we've actually found, this was a beautiful moment, we had a workshop on period pain.
Yes.
And you know, a lot of us young girls, we're like in our about our 20s, we were talking about like just we were being very candid about, you know, what we struggled through during our period and the different ways that we might be feeling. And one of the older women who were in the workshop, she started crying because she said that when I was young, like we weren't allowed to talk like this and we didn't have the freedom and like these spaces like this to be able to really talk. So
Yes.
I found that so beautiful, which it kind of just shows you like with Let Her Talk, it affects women of every age,
Mhm.
you know, because you're always learning and you're always like wanting to engage with others.
So Imran, tell me, like, you as leader of the program and this beautiful organization that you have created, do you feel the pressure that I have to lead, or how do I begin this conversation? And you never know what you might hear, right? Like, what's that like for you?
I think definitely. I think I'm the type of person where I put a lot of pressure on myself anyways. So adding on to the like being a co-founder and like a leader, facilitator and Let Her Talk, it definitely makes me feel like, you don't want to make anyone feel uncomfortable ever.
Yeah.
So I think a big thing is just like, watching everyone, looking at the social news of how someone's feeling and like always having a good tone, being non-judgmental, letting them know they're taken care of when they come to our space, like no one's experience is not good enough or like not valid. Everyone is going through their own journey, and like at one point or another, I guarantee you someone was feeling the exact same way.
Right,
You
right.
know what I'm trying to say? I don't know if I fully answered your question, but yes, there is pressure for sure. But at the same time, I feel like it flows so well because there's such a need for this work.
Yeah.
Like growing up, if I had this, I would have been great to just be able to talk and feel open. So yes, it is, but it's so rewarding. So I would never like say anything, yeah.
No, that's beautiful. You've put it beautifully. Tell me about the other co-founders. So you did this with three other women, three other young ladies. So tell me, like, who are these other co-founders?
For sure. I love them so much. One of the co-founders is actually my best friend. Her name's Sonam, and I've known her since I was in grade 5. So we've been friends for like maybe 14 years at this point. I don't know. And we had got this opportunity because the other two co-founders, Justin and Michelle, so Justin was a mentor for Michelle and these group of girls who were part of a co-op,
Mm.
a cohort, and they had workshops on gender-based violence.
Mm.
And from that workshop, we were like thinking, wow, this is such a need to talk. We didn't know about these things, Sonam and I, right? We were like, we don't know. So many people probably don't know that like a lot of women do struggle, and we think no, we like, you look at someone face value, you're like, oh, they have a good life, it's okay, but you don't know their inner struggles. So I think when Justin and Michelle were like, we should start our own thing, and then from there we were like, yeah, we should. So then the four of us kind of got together and then got the idea of Let Her Talk. And Michelle, she's young, she's only just graduated high school, but the way her mind, she's so intelligent, she's so educated, and she's so willing to help others and just has such an amazing mindset. At her age, like I wouldn't even think of so many things, and she's so beyond her years. It's amazing. And then Justin is just such a sweet, kind soul. She's an amazing mentor to so many youth in her life already. So I find that when it comes to working with youth, she's amazing at it. Amazing. Like she's good at listening to how they feel and making them feel comfortable. And the beauty is all of us have our own experiences, but at the end of the day, we are like so similar in so many of our stories.
Mhm.
So it's really like just talking with everyone. Our own team meetings is just so fun to just like talk and kind of rant. We have another member as well. Her name is Balpreet. She found us maybe about a year ago through a volunteer program. She's wonderful as well. She has a lot of experience in the medical field, so she's really good at like talking to participants about that. She's great at just like having conversations. It's really just flows when you talk with her. It's like you're talking to a friend. So
Right.
relaxing. So all of us, like it's just beautiful that there's five of us racialized femme, and we can like support so many femme in the space we hold. They're all wonderful, and we're all always at the sessions, and if you ever want to talk to only one of us, we can meet with you one-on-one. We just started having drop-in hours, so
Great.
every Tuesday over the summer. We'll continue it in the fall if it works out, but every Tuesday for the summer, we'll be hosting drop-in hours at our space. So to come for that, you can DM or email again, lettertalkca@gmail.com and lettertalkca for our Instagram. And at those like drop-in hours, it's just hanging out. You can come hang out with us. You want to talk one-on-one, we can talk with you. We can like do art, like crochet, just like little fun things, just to create the safe space and come hang out. Mhm.
Where do you see this, this organization? Like, what's the vision? Like, where do you see yourself going with this?
Yeah, I think one of our biggest visions that we talk about as a team is having our own space. So right now we work out of Solid State Community Industries, and they are um, a nonprofit co-op, a co-working space, and they help build different cohorts. So that's how Let Her Talk was kind of founded here. But I think it'd be so excellent to have our own space in Surrey where we can like have like a whole area. You know, we can have drop-in hours like all the time, every day. You can come hang out. We can host our workshops more on like a weekly basis instead of monthly. Just up our capacity by a lot. Because I think here it's like we're sharing with other people, and it's not always safe, right? There's so many people here. But if we had our own center, it would be so amazing to like just have this hub of richness and a safe space at all times. I think that would be beautiful, and that's definitely a goal that we're looking towards and hopefully can make happen in like the next coming years.
Yeah, no, that sounds wonderful. Like having a safe space that you can call your own and not just, sharing with other organizations for
Yes,
sure.
definitely.
So
Yeah.
what's the capacity of these workshops? Like, is there a cap? I know you said people have to register for these workshops, but what's the cap? Is there a cap on it?
Yeah, so for the workshops, we usually like to have about 15 people, 15 or less,
Mm.
just because we found that, when there's a lot of people, it's a lot of opinions, a lot of people want to talk. So it's kind of, the conversation can go really fast. It can be hard to stay like active and understand what's going on. And you don't get time to speak, so with the smaller groups, it's like, it's very intimate. It's such a safe space. Everything that's said is confidential, and you get more time to open up and talk about what you want to talk about and what you might be going through. So we like to keep it fairly small. And then for our social events, it's usually around 20 or 30 people. I think, again, like when you keep it small, it's just so much more intimate and you feel a lot more like,
Connected and yeah.
yeah, you're connecting so much more. And yeah.
So what are some of the events you have planned? Like I know you said the beach party is coming up on July 7th. What do you have coming up for like, end of summer and fall?
Yeah, so for the rest of July, we'll be having a workshop next Tuesday, July 11th. It's going to be on daddy issues. So
Mm.
relationships with dads, how that, affects us growing up, how that affects the men or the people we choose to date.
Mm.
Um, talking about how, and as a racialized woman, like a lot of times we have strained relationships with our fathers. It's not always, but for a lot of us, that is the story. So kind of just diving deep into that and creating space for those conversations. And then towards the end of the month, I think July 25th, we're having a workshop on safe sex.
Right.
So understanding what that means, consent culture,
Mm.
and just like being more comfortable with asking for consent and asking for what you want. Yeah, so talking about those, that will be July, which will really, I think that'll be really nice. Both the conversations will be heavy but needed, and just I think it'll open up a lot of conversations for the future. And then in August, we'll be having a little, it's not fully planned yet, but a little barbecue kind of pool party kind of idea. It'll be on August 6th. That's a Sunday. And that'll just be kind of like a fun hangout, wind down. Summers will be coming to an end in the next coming week. So just kind of hanging out. And then we'll be having a workshop on mommy issues. So that's relationships with moms, how that affects us, how that affects the people we date, how that affects us growing up into being these wonderful femme that we are. I don't know fully know the date. Let me check the date for that one. I don't remember the date. Sorry. It's August 10th. August 10th, it's a Thursday. That'll be that one. And then we'll have one on, let me check again. Sorry. August 15th. And that one will be about being a newcomer. So what's it like coming to Canada, being a newcomer, struggles with career, family relationships in general, just being built with mental health, what you might be struggling with. So yeah, things like that. We have a lot happening this summer for sure. I think, when the summer people are free, right? So I think we just really want to like get so many events, get our name out there. Yes, we've been an organization for about 2 years, but I think we still struggle with getting people out to events,
Yes.
which I think is something that a lot of organizations might be struggling with right now. So I think we're trying to balance like how to get people to come out and like taking care of everyone's needs and whatnot. But yeah, that's our summer. And then into the fall, we're still kind of working on a few things. So I wouldn't say we have a lot planned, but I think we'll definitely be having events every month. Our goal is to have one social and a workshop every month till the end of the year. So definitely check out our Instagram and email to hear more about it.
Perfect.
Oh, the website as well. Lettertalk.ca, lettertalk.org. I didn't even mention that, my bad.
Yeah.
But you can find our events there and reach out to us over our website as well.
This is amazing. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. Is there anything else you want to add before we close our conversation?
No, I mean, thank you so much for this opportunity. It was really fun. And I hope that somebody watching this is a racialized femme and they feel, if they feel like they want a safe space, we're definitely here, always here to talk. And if you're not from Surrey area, the BC area, Surrey area, you can always reach out to us. We can always do an online call. We can do a Zoom meeting, a workshop. So whatever works for everyone, definitely looking forward to connecting again.
Right. All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time. And we hope that we, stay in touch.
Definitely.